it over when you're done cleaning up back there, honey.
I'm already done. Can you move it now? We will just wait near. Bring this over to the couch. We just took Grammy left for less, even for less than when the baby's in your belly.
You think?
Yeah. Can you move it to there?
I don't think so, honey.
Why?
Because Grammy's not here and we don't need it over there.
Can I do some decorations now? Can I? Can I paint some rocks now? Is the video still on?
Yeah, I just started it again.
Is the people gonna come? Hi, ladies. I can't reach over to your table
Why?
because you have to move right near to your table. Can you?
No, I need you to finish picking up the toys under your bed, honey.
But I'm already done.
So there's nothing under there then that the baby can get at.
We're painting.
Paper.
And we're making on a paper. Huh?
Paint.
No, we're making with the paint on a paper.
I don't know. I'm just painting it so that it'll look nice.
Why?
Because I want it to.
Why? Because is it pretty?
Yeah.
Why do you like pretty things?
Yeah, do you?
No.
Why?
I do. Oh, yeah. Soy sauce. Can you do that?
Soy sauce.
Can you do a soy sauce spin? Can you?
I hope that's a little bit better.
Who are you talking to?
It looks like it on my end. A little bit anyway.
Who are you talking to?
The video.
Oh.
The video people.
When can they come over? I'm not something in the garage. There's some wood. Is the floor wooden?
Yep. Why don't you go find something to do, honey, okay?
Where? Which where? Out when you was outside?
Yeah. The baby's awake? The baby's awake? All right. Man, I made this paper all crinkly by running the card across it. You know, you need that. I have this tablecloth. That's what this is. This is an old tablecloth, so it's paper, so I could use it after, you know, once I run it here. So I have some other big chunks that I'll put down on Lily's bed behind me, and use that. I'm sorry about the video quality. I hope it's getting a little bit better for some people here. They don't really care about our internet out here. If I call about it, they're just going to say, oh, well, you know, upgrade to a bigger package, and then it costs more money for the same quality. Maybe I can try getting a webcam. I don't know if that's different because I have it streaming on my phone. So I don't know if the phone is better or worse than the webcam. If the webcam can fix the picture a little bit. This tablecloth is nice for this though, because it kind of absorbs the paint a little bit. And then I can just spread it across the tablecloth when it gets too built up. I don't really like that. The colors on this one looks like mud. Let me brighten it up a little. It is like 1,000 degrees here today. My air conditioner has been running full blast and I am still dying. It makes me miss the rain. Hi, Mama Boo. Sorry about the video quality if it's a little pixelated. My internet seems to be kind of screwed up. I'm trying to brighten up this page I did to see if it can get rid of some of the muddiness. And what is a better brightening up color than bright pink? I'm in North Carolina, and yeah, it's like, I can only imagine how bad it is out in Arkansas, for crying out loud. You guys get worse heat, I think, than we do a lot of times. But yeah, it is soupy here today. It's been hot all weekend, but we had some storms, you know, roll through here, cooled it off a little bit. But it was still really, really hot. An Arkansas. Yeah, Texas is probably 1,000,000 degrees too. So you feel my pain for sure. Arkansas. Yeah, that's what I picture it being like out there. This teal color that I have really muddies things up. Yeah, like I have to go to the post office at some point, and I I have a prescription ready, and I don't know if you guys have CVS out where you are, but CVS pharmacy really haunts you if you prescription as soon as they fill it. So they've been calling my house and calling my house like 400 times a day. So I guess I'll go pick it up. So I have to go out today as much as I don't want to. I'm scared to leave my house. I went outside a little while ago and poof, no thanks. It's probably going to be 1,000,000 degrees out there on the football field. That's going to be terrible. Yeah, I'm on the Virginia line. Charlotte is about 2 hours from me. I'm up by Greensboro. I'm up, well, I'm north of Greensboro and Winston. Ugh, I feel for you in Florida too. Have you been? I've been seeing. I know some people in Florida have been getting slammed with rain. Have you been seeing a lot of rain? Oops. Went a little crazy with that one. Charlotte is a nice city though. We've been down there a couple times. My husband tends to buy things online all the time, and it's usually all over the place. We saw some real heavy rain last week. I was shocked. Hi, Sue. Where I used to live up in Massachusetts, a couple towns over from me, they had a tornado the other day. Street, and oops, maybe this tablecloth is not going to work. No, it just ripped my paper. I'm still gonna dry it though and use what I can. It destroyed the downtown area, completely destroyed it. Yeah, I know how you feel. I know how you feel, Mama Boo. I feel that way about Massachusetts. I've been homesick. I've been really homesick lately. So I've been missing my New England roots. Sorry, ladies, I had to grab a big piece of paper so I can paint on something that isn't gonna tear to shreds. Yeah, actually, I am making painting papers for a couple of things. First of all, I have um, over in the flock in Melissa's group. They are. I just signed up for the swap for the first time, and I don't have any painting papers And I like to do painty paper envelopes and stuff for swaps. So I want to get some done for that. The only painty papers I have are like crummy looking ones. You know, the reject ones you have? So, I'll make die cuts out of those ones. And I decided to start making my own journal. This will be the first time I've ever made a journal for myself. And I want to use some painty papers to fill in some of the signatures. I'm going to use, I found an old textbook from a Goodwill, and I mean, it's not old. When I say old, it's from like the late 70s. I date on it, but the pictures in it are 70s-esque. But it's brand new. It's never been used. There's no writing in it. There's no creases in the pages. Like, it's in perfect condition. So I took it apart today. I'm going to use some of the pages from it in my journal. And I'm going to incorporate those into the signatures and incorporate some of these into the signatures. Like I'll show you an example if my computer isn't pixelated enough. Is it too pixely, I should say? These ones were gifted to me. Somebody made this, which I think is really nice. And these, these were given to me. You can make envelopes with them, tags. It's pretty much just an alternative to regular paper, and because I like to craft with junk and recyclables, it's another way to use up scrap paper and magazine pages. I do a lot of painty papers on magazine pages. I do a lot of painty papers on scrap paper. I'm using regular paper this time around because I want the paper to be a little bit thicker in my journal so that I can do some pockets. And I like to make painty paper envelopes out of regular paper. But magazine pages work great too, especially because sometimes you get a nice texture from the gloss of the pages. But I'm just building up my painty paper stream. I'm stash. I don't have a whole lot left since I've been sending them out and but yeah, I use painty papers for everything. And I, once in a while, sometimes too I jelly plate on them. But this I'm trying to just get a bunch done. And I kind of find doing this relaxing, Jelly plating, sometimes I have to think, and I don't know how much I'm into thinking today. My brain is fried because it was so hot all weekend. We were out in that truck all weekend, It was 1,000,000 degrees. Even though I have a freezer, but, I'm too fat to fit in it. I should lose 50 pounds, and then I could probably hang out in that thing. So what did everybody do this weekend? How was your weekend? Oh, another thing too with painty papers, that I had some envelopes. These were given to me, these pretty envelopes that I love, and she even put double-sided tape right here. But this was done with a magazine page. Put a little bit of washi on the inside so it looks neat. But yeah, I love playing around with painty papers. Because you can do whatever you want, and it's one of a kind. Nobody else is going to have a painty paper like mine.
No.
It is much faster, and you use a credit card. Sometimes I'll use a sponge, to give it a little bit of ploppiness. And then when these dry, all I'm going to do is stencil on them. You know, I'll stencil on them, or I'll take some of I have some of those big foam stamps. They work nicely with paint. Yeah, I've seen people all over. If you look up on YouTube, there are artists all over YouTube doing painty papers all the time, and you know, they do a ton with them. So I definitely can't take the credit for it. But when I first saw this, when I first saw people doing this on YouTube, I was like all about it. And last winter, I think, I was really pregnant, and I was too big to really do anything in life. So I spent days just doing painty papers, which was, you know, awesome. And I had a huge stash, but I give them all away. But you don't feel bad, you know, if you're doing things for Happy Mail and you're limited on money. Sometimes you can feel about using your craft, sending out your craft supplies or something. And if you do something like a painty paper, you won't, you know, because you made it, which is awesome. Everybody in this community that I know of loves things that other crafters have made. And you're using junk. And the paint, like almost all the paint I'm buying is cheapo Walmart crap. You know, those little apple barrel Walmart paints. Some of them I got at Hobby Lobby. I went and bought some metallic paints at Hobby Lobby. It was my Christmas gift to myself. But other than that, it's just regular old Walmart paint. I think I am, the next time I go on a paint buying spree at Walmart, I think I'm going to start buying the satin paint though, because I've noticed that the satin, even though it's like 87 cents instead of 50 cents, I think that the satin goes further on paper like this. And to me, that's, you know, it's worth the money if I can get a little bit more out of it. You know, I have some paint here too. Actually, I bought it at some kind of a thrift store, garage sale type thing nearby, but it was all still in really good shape. And it's, you know, the Liquitex artist paint, and I have a ton that, you know, I got a bunch of different ones, including silver and bronze, I think. So I'm throwing some silver on here, even though you can't really tell. But you can in person. You can see the silver. Yeah, I mean, you know, to each his own about the paint, but I think in my usage, the satin paint from Walmart seems to go a lot further. And I like the texture of the satin over the matte. I like matte paint, just not the Walmart ones. I don't know why. I mean, because the ones from Walmart, the one of the big companies makes that paint, you know. Hey Paula, thanks for joining us. I'm sorry about the video quality. It's not the best. My internet is kind of crappy. But yeah, if anybody else has paint, feel free to share. I just, in my opinion, I don't really like the matte paints from Walmart. But I tend to buy them up on clearance. Like I got these Martha Stewart's. They were 97 cents at Joann's, and then there was an extra 30% off coupon from them. So I picked up 5 or 6 of the colors that they had. You know, I just scoop them up on clearance because I don't like to spend a ton of money on this stuff, you know. I know that some people, they like, it's the only thing that they spend money on, which is great, you know, great for people who do that. They're able to make beautiful things, you know, but I can't spend that kind of money. In my whole life, I never had the money for craft supplies. As a kid, you know, we didn't have money for stuff like that, so it was do what you can with what you got to work with, and what I had to work with most of the time were magazines, catalogs, old phone books, old books. And I loved it because, and paper crafting, you know, it came easy because that's what I had a lot of around me, was paper stuff. And then I just kind of just fell in love with it. All things paper. Notebooks, pens. If I have to, you know, I can't go to a store without buying papery things. Always the clearance stuff, though. Always the cheap stuff, like my composition books I bought this weekend. I'm excited to start those. I've ripped one of the composition books apart to use the pages in my journal that I'm doing. I've never used a homemade journal. I've always just used store-bought ones. I've made plenty of journals. I've just never used one for myself. So I'm kind of excited to make one now that I've really sat down and thought about what I want in a journal. I can do that. I hope that you're not melting along with us, Paula, because it seems like everybody in the chat right now is melting. We're all just turning into puddles. Puddles of people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 10 pounds.
Crafty puddles. I'll be mixed in with the paint over here pretty soon. But I like doing this on all different kinds of paper. I like using all different kinds of junk paper and catalogs. I've actually ordered catalogs, you know, not ordered them, but requested them. And because I like the paper. I have a couple of them right now that I'm just dying to use, but I'm trying to use up some of the paper that I've already accumulated. I don't know about you girls, but I am notorious for collecting something and then going to get that same exact thing someplace else. Like how I have a ton of empty cereal boxes and rice boxes, but the other day I went to my kitchen to get a box. I don't know why. I might as well just throw my collection of boxes out and just go to the kitchen to my recycling bin every time I need one, instead of saving them up in here. You know, I need the space. I should just get rid of them. Yeah, Paula, it's about 90 here today, and the humidity is like, you know, 700%. So, we're all melting. Yeah, in a few minutes, honey. Yeah, you can get it and bring it in here, and I'll open it up for you. Like, this is a piece of cardstock that came in like an envelope insert, you know, junk mail. It was like some kind of medical book, you know. So anything you have on hand. A few counties, the next county over, that's where we go with the ice cream truck. They have they had a bunch of phone books that they had given out to people, and some of them were in front of places that aren't even buildings anymore. So I'm so mad because I would have grabbed them up, but it had rained, so they were all wet. Go grab me a little plate or a bowl or something. Grab me your gray pot and I'll put it in the pot. They were all wet, so I didn't grab them because, you know, I have enough craft. Who needs wet craft too? Paula, I'm making up some painty papers. I'm building up my painty paper stash because I'm signed up for a couple of swaps, and I'm making my own journal, and I want to incorporate some of the painty papers in my journal. So I'm just building up my stash here. You know, I don't know if painting papers is something that you do, but what I do is I put paint on top, and then with a credit card, and then I will go and stencil over it, you know, some kind of nice design, and it's like mixed media for next to nothing, and it comes out looking great. Oh, well, thanks for joining us, Maddie. I hope that you can come again sometime, maybe when my internet's a little bit better. Hey, cool out there. Thanks, Paula. I can't take the credit for it. I've seen it, you know, I've seen it online. Actually, I think the first person I saw do it is Shelly over at Crafting Mamas. She's the first one I saw do it. And she also turned me on to serendipity pages, which is pretty much like just what you've been seeing all over the place lately, where you take your scrap papers and you turn them into a paper, you know, to make tags out of. Or I saw Michelle Scott recently made a journal cover out of a fabric paper she used. It looked like scraps anyway that she used. So it's just it's just another way to recycle your paper that you have. A lot of mine is junk mail or printed stuff that I printed out, you know, a long time ago that I don't need anymore. But I love, you know, my daughter has done things like this, so I'll use that. I'll go over it and it'll create a cool design because she's already done something and I've done something and she's contributed to my journal. I just flung paint across my table. Hold on 1 minute, girls. Sorry about that, my phone. Huh? No, it's Dad. You gotta talk to him. He must have lost signal. Yeah, Paula, this is, you know, and it's easy and you can do a lot, you know, I have some of those big foam stamps, and I also have, you know, a little collection of stencils. So once these dry, I'm going to stencil over them. You know, I have I have a collection here of metallic paints. So a lot of times I'll stencil on them with the metallic paint. Honey, push the red button on the phone. Yeah, push the red button again so that it hangs up. Push the red button on the phone. Yeah. Yeah, the red one. He has to call back. Hi, Renee. Now push the green button. You know, this was junk mail. I'm really going through the paint. I love listening to her on the phone. I got this, like, I don't even know what color this is, but this was on clearance someplace, and I love this color. And it's a satin paint too. I don't know, I just love it. I don't remember where I got it from, but I know that it was on clearance. Let's see what color. Okay, honey. How was your weekend, Renee? If you go, there's some websites too that have like free paper samples, printing companies. Like one of them I can think of is called Mingo, Mingo. I got a ton of paper samples from them, and I've used a lot of those in Painty papers because they're thick, nice, thick, cardstocky. You know, some of them are small, and some of them are like wedding invitation samples and stuff. But man, they make nice Painty papers, I'll tell you. They're nice and just got a good texture to them, got a good thickness to them, you know. Oh, Renee, my weekend was hot, hot. It was a hot weekend here. Like I'm sure it's been everywhere, you know. I'm sure everybody's been just melting away. We were in the ice cream truck all weekend, so last night I was like so thankful. Oh, I did not realize this was double-sided. It was stuck. That's okay. Some of the office paper I have seems to be really thin. Sheet that Lily did, so she can contribute to my Painty papers again. Hi, Tracy. Yeah, Paula, this community on YouTube, you know, this crafting community, you know, especially us paper crafters, it's so, I just cannot believe how supportive everybody is. And I mean, you have a few bad eggs. I belong to a couple of Facebook groups where people go on the group begging for people to send them free stuff, but that's very few and far between. You hardly see that. You know, you hardly see that in this community. Just once in a while you get a bad egg, and we tend to weed them all out. Yeah, push the red one, honey. It turns the phone off. Where's Dad? Okay. We have a couple of elementary schools. See, around here, they use the schools for like summer camps, which is perfect, you know, if you think about it, because think about what happens to a school during summer vacation. Nothing. It sits there, right? It just, you know, it just sits there and rots, pretty much. Someone shows up to mow the lawn, and that's about as far as it goes. So, they use them for summer camps, so we're in with a couple of the schools that we bring the ice cream truck every couple of weeks to their summer camps. And it's fun. We have a lot of fun with it. The kids have a lot of fun with it. So that's where he is right now, in the schools. But we used to do it together, but it's hard with the baby. So I usually stay home on those days. But on the days that we go out pedaling for the afternoon, I meet him in town in my truck. Oh yeah, Tracy, I haven't made her, so I've been just dying to dive in and get some Painty papers done, especially since I'm signed up for all kinds of swaps, and I'm making my own journal, and I want to put some in my journal. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to get started on my journal, you know. I've never made my own journal. Like, what kind of journal maker am I if I've never used a homemade journal? A lousy journal maker, that's what. Man, it's a good thing I don't like this shirt anymore because I'm flinging paint all over myself. And on the table.
Some more water?
Yeah, come get my cup.
No, and my coffee, and Dad's coffee cup. Can you?
Yeah, hold on. I'll be back, ladies. I've got to go grab some water.
And more coffee.
I went to Dollar Tree last night. The Dollar Tree around here is really lousy, but they have these cute little planners. Let me show you. So that if anybody wants to use them, I mean, you could use it for a journal cover. You could use it to make a journal cover. But that's the planner I bought for next year for scheduling in the ice cream truck. See? I love the little cover. It's a hard cover. But I could totally imagine buying these up, you know, gutting them, and making a journal. And it already says 2019. Looks really cute. So check your Dollar Tree. There might be some there. Hi, Kate. Thanks for coming to hang out. I have 10 minutes. I can make some painty papers. I hope you're feeling better. I know you were feeling a little under the weather last week. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, honey. I don't know what this is doing. This is an envelope. I don't think I can do much with that because all great minds think alike, Kate. Yeah, there have been some nasty illnesses going around. You know, it's that time of year for this great, wonderful summer colds. Very thankful that my household has not been hit yet, but we're throwing Lily in preschool. We're throwing Lily in preschool this fall, so I'm sure the germs are gonna start rolling in. I've been able to avoid the germiness in my house for a few years, but
Next week when I go there,
am I gonna what?
I'm gonna leave when I go there.
When you go to school?
No, I'm gonna leave when I go to my Bible school.
No, you're not. You're in vacation Bible school, honey. That was just that one day.
And then next time,
Yeah, next year maybe. Melissa can take you again.
are you gonna be gone?
Yeah, I don't stay. That's just for you kids.
What?
Thanks, Kate. Yeah, she's a doll. You had strep. I found out that I'm a carrier for strep. I've never fully had it, but I've had the virus in my system, even though I didn't have any symptoms of it. So the doctor said that I was a carrier. So I'm dangerous. Stay away from me.
Why? Why are you dangerous?
'Cause
And why can I stay away from me?
maybe I'm crazy.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, is that okay?
No. Or yeah. Or sauce. Or sushis. Or donuts. Mom, I have some donuts. Do you want one?
Hi again, Joey. Joey came in earlier when I was having some technical difficulties. As you can see, I don't think it got much better. but it's something. Maybe I'll get a webcam. I mean, has anybody who has experience, is a webcam seem to do better than a phone? Because I'm just using my phone right now, and my phone also runs like crap. You know, it just runs like crap in general. So maybe it's just my phone. Yeah, Joey, I reset my phone, and I think that's what did it. I think my phone might have just had too much going on. So I just restarted it, and it seems to be, you know, knock on wood. I'll buy a webcam if it does better, if people have better experience, but I'm not going to bother buying one if you know, it's the same crap. You know, I don't want any of these that I've written on. Eat it all. Eat it all. I want it all gone. Because you're not just going to eat the marshmallows and leave the cereal. If anybody has children, you know exactly what the argument I just had is all about. Really? Well, then maybe I'll get a webcam, because I did just get one of my laptops up and going. So, you know, I had an older laptop. You know, knowing my luck is I'll buy a webcam. It will not be compatible with this old piece of crap laptop I have. But maybe, you know, maybe it will work, and it'll be easier to do it that way. Oh, that's great, Joey. Yeah, support each other. Subscribe to each other. I've seen a lot of Kate's videos. Kate has some great videos. That's okay, Joey. You can't hear me, but that's okay. Oh, I love your videos, Kate. I love watching your channel. This would be a nice Christmas page, huh? I've been thinking about playing around with texture paste. Maybe I'll make a video experimenting. I've never done anything with texture paste, but we have a 5-gallon bucket. Actually, we might have 2 of joint compound or spackle, or however you want to call it. And I'm thinking about trying to use that for texture paste. I've seen other people do it, and I bring this up because I think it was Kathy this morning. I believe her name is Kathy's Creative Life. Am I wrong? That might be it. She was talking about how you could buy a little tub of it at Dollar Tree, spackle, to do texture paste, use as texture paste. And I've never done anything with texture paste, and I have some stencils, so I figured I'd give it a try. Yeah, I've never done anything textury like that. You know, I've never worked with embossing powders, and you know, I don't know how I feel about the embossing powders. I don't know if I'd use them a lot. But the texture paste, I mean, I could get into that. I can definitely see myself getting into that, you know. Check it out. Get up to 35,000 bucks today. Who needs some money? You could get 35 grand. my child has finger paints, but she likes to use them with a paintbrush. So this is what I deal with, people. This is what I deal with in my home. My daughter finger paints with a paintbrush. She'll do it with her finger for a minute, but then she ultimately asks me if I have a paintbrush. Hey, what? Paintbrush for your cereal. Just eat the cereal. Go check on your sister. Cool. Because I need you to check on her for me. Yeah, I really liked what Kathy was doing this morning with that steampunk canvas. That was neat. That was neat. It reminds me of the junk collage I made, but mine wasn't steampunk. Mine was junk. What? What? Okay, good. Yeah, Kate, I'm not patient. I don't know how well I would do waiting for it to dry. I mean, I have a heat gun. I have a Rambo heat gun like Shelly does. I have my husband's giant heat gun. So, I'm sure that thing would dry it off pretty quick. Or light it on fire, depending. Man, I am going through the paint. I have to scrape my tray. Huh? Yeah, man. I would also like to know if anybody has any heat gun recommendations, because I need something that takes up a little less electricity than his so that I can plug it in. I have a little extension cord because my outlet is behind my shelf over here, so I would like to get one. Yeah, Kate, I feel like I knew that. I feel like I'd seen your video and I'd seen that you had a Rambo heat gun, so you know my pain. This giant monstrosity. I don't have any room for it in here.
What do you do with Rambo heat guns?
You heat things up.
To Rambo?
Rambo. Rambo is this guy that goes around in the jungle shooting people.
You talking about to me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're nuts.
Why?
I don't know why.
Because I'm a knuckle brain?
Yeah.
I'm a knuckle brain.
I don't know. Are you a knuckle brain?
No.
Oh. Yeah, me too, Kate. It's huge and it gets way too hot. I usually burn paper or start to light it on fire. Maybe I'll look into that, Paula. Thanks for the recommendation. I mean, I've never had anything bad to say about Tim Holtz stuff, so that would probably be a good option. But I definitely have to do something, because that big heat gun, I end up not using it. And instead, I waste my life waiting for things to dry or ruining things before they're dry.
Mom, why can't you paint these rocks? Huh?
She painted those for you, honey.
Why?
Because she's a nice person. She wants to be your friend.
Who was it?
Joy.
Joy?
Yeah.
Did you do something for yesterday?
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago?
No, you've never met Joy. Joy's one of Mummy's friends.
Is he a boy?
No, it's a girl.
And is she a kid?
No, she's an adult.
Is she a grown up?
Yep.
She's not a kid?
Nope.
She's not a boy?
Nope.
Is that a girl?
Yeah, Lily is obsessed with getting mail. So I have a friend. She currently lives in Arizona, and she has been sending Lily little things now and then. So she decorated an Altoid tin with some scrapbook paper and sent Lily a couple of painted rocks in it, and it's so cute. Lily's like so excited to have gotten those rocks because Lily loves painting rocks. So now she has some rocks.
It's so fun. I like it. And then I'll color it up.
Aw, Kate, that would be sweet. She would love it. My address is in the file on Crafting Mamas. Should be in everybody's file by now, I would think. Every group there is, my address should be on it.
Mom, why can't you put a video on?
My video is on. See it?
Why? Huh? Mom, why?
Because I want to do a video.
Because why couldn't you
Thanks,
do it?
Tracy. She is. She's a cutie. I'm very lucky. I have two very cute girls.
I think my friend Joy's gonna come over for your video.
You think?
Hi, Joy.
The baby, she is 6 months old. She's officially on the move. Today I had to stop her from eating a dead bug. And then I also had to stop her from eating a cord. So I have my work cut out for me. I didn't have that. Lily didn't do that. So I'm going to have my work cut out for me with Vera May. Yes, Tracy, she is 4. She is 4. And if you meet her, she'll tell you just that. She'll tell you where she lives and her name, and if she knew her social security number, you'd probably get that too.
Yeah, but you know, Tracy, I live on Williamson Road in Dawsonville.
See?
She's my friend.
Okay, that's fine. They could all be your friends.
Yeah.
It's a lot of nice people on the video.
And James, are you there, my friend James?
James is our neighbor.
Yeah, is he on there?
Yeah, Kate, it's been pretty, it's different for sure. You know, the baby's still 6 months old, so I don't know how much, you know, it's not hard right now. It's going to get harder. But, you know, Brian and I, we're raising the girls. We do everything with our kids. And first of all, the reason for that is because we live in an area where we have no family. None of our family is here. We have a couple of friends, but it's not the kind of friendship where you pawn your kids off on them, you know. Our kids are with us all the time. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We do not have any time away from each other, you know. So the kids are with one of us, mostly both of us, all the time. So I'm hoping that as they get older, they see, you know, how we do things since we're always together. Yeah, I mean, so you know what it's like. You know, you hope that you can lead by example and that they will be more likely to behave because you are a calm person, you know, as an adult, being an adult. Maybe your kids are going through a stage that's making it difficult for you. Hopefully it kind of balances out. I'm gonna have my hands full with Vera May for sure. She is in everything. I'm gonna have to cage that child in. Oh, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
That's, whew.
Hey, Tracy, make me a flower walk, too.
Hopefully it's just a phase, Kate. Lily goes through phases like that. She's been going through a little bit of a phase lately where she doesn't want to listen, and, you know, it's hard too because we're trying to teach her how to act with the baby, but we don't want her to get jealous like we're yelling at her and not the baby. So that's where we're at right now. And she's been having kind of a hard time listening.
We just came back here. And Daddy's going to the church. And he's wiggling the truck's bell
Oh, Mama Boo, that's tough. I feel for anybody who has children, with anxiety or or any kind of problem. She'll have a new friend, Kate. They could be friends through us. Oh, I'm buffering now too. I hope I'm not. Our kids can be pen pals, Kate. They can send each other pictures and things. Lily can mail a couple of rocks that she paints, since she loves painting rocks.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
That's probably what we'll be doing all afternoon, is painting rocks.
Yeah, it's so fun. Mommy, it's so fun. Is it? Okay, I have to go to the other side for the broccoli.
I know, this painting rocks thing, like I look at videos of people back home where I come from in New England, and these people are finding rocks hidden all over the place, which is awesome because it's a reason to get the kids out and about and walking and doing things. Not like I have that problem. My Lily loves to be outside, but a lot of kids don't want to be outside anymore. They want to be inside on the video games and the phones. So it's a great way to get out and get some activity.
Can I do it on my bed?
Oh, thanks, Kate. Yeah, she'll love that. She'll love that. And then, and I'll have her paint some rocks and send them out. Aw, Tree. Time goes by so fast. I still can't believe, like, my baby is 6 months old. I'm still trying to get over the fact that I'm pregnant. Which I'm not anymore. Like, I'm still reeling in from being pregnant. And, my last pregnancy, I was petrified the whole time. Because a year before that, I'd miscarried. So I was worried that I was going to miscarry again.
Oh, hi. I'm supposed to do it. Hi. I'm supposed to do it. Hi. I'm supposed to do it. Stop! Those are the lips. What's the white title head?
Wow. Maybe he just, maybe it, I don't know, something must have changed him for him to suddenly decide he didn't have anxiety. Maybe seeing something, from you. Maybe you helped him get over it. It's fascinating the way that the mind works sometimes. Like my grandfather, right? He was a heavy drinker. He was a World War II veteran. And he drank very heavily his entire adult life. And then one day he just woke up and says, you know what? I'm not going to drink anymore. And he didn't. He just stopped. He just decided it in his brain. He says, I'm done. And he never picked up another drink again. Nothing happened to trigger him to stop drinking. He just stopped. Yeah, Mama Boo. Hopefully,
Boo.
hopefully,
Mama Boo.
hopefully your baby realizes, that life is short. Anxiety is
It's one of the
tough.
games. It's one of the games.
And there's a much, there's. I suffered from anxiety when I was a teenager. And there's really a lot more to life than being uptight all the time and being wound up all the time, And I was wound up in high school, especially like once I started driving, and I used to have to take Xanax, just to go someplace. I'm not saying that my anxiety is gone, but I'm calmer than I was. Yeah, and it can really hinder your life. You know, I'm sure it's already hindering him, and especially like you said, you have family nearby, but he doesn't want to be anywhere without you, and you know, that's tough. That's hard on him, you know? Oh, so that could be why. That can definitely, I know ADHD can cause that kind of stress. You know, we see a lot of that, like in the ice cream truck. We see a lot of kids that are definitely, you know, ADHD. And there's this one family, I feel so bad for the mother because her son is, you can just see, he sits there and he chews his shirt the whole time. You can just see the anxious look in his eyes all the time, you know, and he's just always a bag of nerves. And I feel so bad for the poor kid. You know, hopefully he can, and I feel bad for the mother too. You know, I feel for you, Mama Boo, for sure. That cannot be easy.
Well, what does Mama Boo sound like? Huh?
I don't know. I'm the only one talking on here, Lil. They can't talk
Why?
on here. 'Cause.
You can only talk?
Yeah.
You can stay here forever?
Yeah. I guess I should organize some of my papers I just did and see if they're stuck together. Yeah, Mama Boo, I feel for this mother because she has two kids and you know, luckily the daughter seems to be much older than the son, so she probably helps a little, but that poor boy, that can't be easy, you know.
I'm not a boy.
No, you're not a boy, but
I'm a
one of the
girl.
boys we see in the ice cream truck I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm just a girl.
Yeah, you're just a girl.
A boy girl.
A boy girl?
Yeah.
All right. You can
Boy.
be a boy girl.
Who sounds like
I don't know.
Is it the Olympics? Toss.
Man, I have done some serious painting here. Surprised I have any paints left, for crying out loud.
Mom,
How many of you like to paint the back sides? I always paint the backs. Except for this page has nothing on the back, so you know, I got a little bit here, but I might not paint the back of that one.
you broke.
But for ones that have stuff on the back, I think I should paint the back.
Where's the other ear?
And that's what it's all about, Mama Boo. You know, don't ever feel sorry. We're a supportive community. We're all here for each other, you know, and we're definitely going to be here for you too.
Here's a bead for me.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Why?
Hopefully, you know, hopefully he can learn some coping mechanisms, and hopefully the coping mechanisms can help him as he gets older
This one
to get over, you know, some of the anxiety. If not,
bead.
if he doesn't get over all of it, at least help him with some of it.
Can I get that little tiny bead? That one?
Yeah.
Can you move for me?
No, I can't move anything right now, honey.
Why? Want some Clappy Mamas?
Yeah,
Want some from you?
yeah,
You want some of that?
yeah.
Why? Why?
I don't want the bead on the floor, okay?
Why?
Because I don't want the baby to get it. That's what we're trying to work on, is to get all the stuff off the floor now that the baby is mobile. And I think, too, that there are a lot of programs that are better equipped for helping children with these disorders, you know, and that makes a big difference. Like when I was in school, if a kid was ADHD, it was pretty much like you're going to go on pills that'll turn you into a drooling blob, or you're on your own, you know? Oh, and that's perfect, Mama Boo. You know, I'm sure it's relaxing for him. I'm sure that it's, you know, it gives you a little bit of a break. That might be, maybe that's going to be his out. Maybe he'll be one of those artists, you know, that you see that end up on the news because he's just so involved in his work. You never know. Welcome back, Tracy.
Who's Tracy?
She's one of the girls that's on the video. That's hanging out.
Why do they want to hang out?
Because they want to watch Mommy make a mess.
Oh. Why you want to make a mess?
Because I'm painting.
Why do you like making a mess?
Yeah, on paper.
Oh, you saw that? You put it in the hall.
I think that my brother, growing up, had something similar. You know, like I said, when we were kids, you know, they didn't diagnose that. So you're pretty much on your own. But his outlet was drawing. He loved to draw. And actually, I just found a whole bunch of little figures, you know, skateboarding guys that he drew. And I've been half tempted to send them to him. Things aren't exactly, you know, friendly between my brother and been most of our adult lives. But when I found that, I thought it was pretty sweet. So I thought maybe I would send them out as a gesture of the fact that I'm still a human being. You know?
Whoa. Whoa. Yeah, the first, second one. Now, the time. Sorry, I knocked it down.
What'd you knock down?
You're right. Sorry.
Didn't
Yes.
make,
But I knocked it down.
did you make a mess?
So,
Okay.
why you the Marilyn make a mess? You?
I don't want there to be a mess right there.
Huh?
Yeah, I figured he would find it funny. You know, I have a couple of other things to send him anyway. I found his birth certificate and you know, random little papers. But then I found that little sketched pad of drawings, so I thought that would be sweet if I sent that out. On the back is just not going to work out very well here. Oh, I'm just sticking to everything. I think I'm just going to make a mess of the table and then clean it when I'm done. I usually keep like a brown paper bag, but I haven't had one in a while. I haven't found one. My husband gets some prescriptions in them, but we haven't picked up his pills in a while, so maybe if I use this mat. Then it won't rip. But brown paper bag is very nice to use as a backdrop on your table in case anybody's looking for something, and then you can use it afterwards, you know. Yeah, Tracy, and that's the way it's pretty much always been between him and I. It's always been me. I take care of everything. I'm the one who reaches out every time. You know, so it's tough. It's tough when families, you know, I hate being part of a family that's so divided all the time. And it's been that way my whole life. With my parents being divorced, and it's like there's always division somewhere, you know. I hope to God that my girls are closer to each other. You know, and I'm trying to raise them, and I'm trying to keep them close. You know, I hope they have a good relationship, because my relationship with my brother, you know, he's my only sibling, has been anything but close. Really? See, my Dollar Tree is really lousy. I just don't have that kind of stuff. But I do have this roll. It came off of cheap wrapping paper, so I might be able to use that. I'll just have to flatten it out. You know, I'll flatten it out today, and then I'll spread it out along here, because it's like that. It's like thick. It's like a very thick paper bag, like the ones you get for leaves. I could do that too. I guess I could always buy those leaf bags. Would probably work. Like I was just in Dollar Tree last night, and they're my Dollar Tree down here is just lousy selection. I mean, I could go to a different town. They've got Dollar Trees everywhere around here. I did not have this kind of Dollar Tree selection when I lived up north. We had like one. Couple towns over. That was about it. But here, every major town has got a Dollar Tree. That and Dollar Generals are everywhere around here. We had one or two of them opened up just before I moved here when I lived up there. That's for you, Lil. You gonna go get it? Hold on, ladies.
You want to be text? Why? Okay.
Hi. Snap. What do you want? I still have liver sauce. Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of them left in there. Okay. What are you thinking?
Hey, Joy.
All right.
Babies?
Okay.